Hi, everyone. Today we're answering all the questions you guys sent us on our Instagram. I am Anna, I'm one of the co founders of Build a Blog. I am from Colombia. I have been working in the field for 10 years, and I have.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm the other co-founder here at Build a Block. I'm from Nicaragua, and I've been on the field for about 13 years now. So we have a lot of ABA power combined.
Yes. So let's get started. So the first question we got was, how did BAB get started?
Very good question. So we have actually both worked at many other ABA companies, and we definitely have learned so much from all those experiences. But we also realized that we had very similar views and we shared a passion for what we do. So we really wanted to create something with our vision and that we can move forward with this idea.
Yes, I've also worked outside of the ABA field, so I wanted to incorporate that knowledge and experience with ABA.
And that's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
The other question that we did get was, how long have you guys known each other for? And that we've actually known each other for about 7 years now. So
long time. Yes, it's been a fun ride. Now, how are we surviving COVID-19?
So that's a question that everybody has asked each other. And honestly, as everybody else, we're taking it day by day. We do have a responsibility, to our kids and to our staff, and we have been able to continue to provide ABA services either at home, if it's safe to do so, and if it's possible. But we have also been doing some telehealth. So we've been able to keep in touch with all our staff and all our parents. But one way that we've been able to keep in touch with our staff and for us to, check in on everybody also has been us providing these like team nights. So we actually did bingo night a couple weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun. Our staff was able to win some like cool prizes. And we do have a trivia night scheduled for this week. So again, it's just a way that we can still keep in touch during this time. So through telehealth.
Yeah, and we've been learning to pivot during this time and be creative with the technology that we have in our hands. So we've been providing quality services and social skills via telehealth. We're trying to do more things like YouTube Live with everyone, and our next adventure will be an art class. So we're super excited about that. Now, on a personal note, Crystal, what have you been doing?
So I definitely been catching up on a lot of movies. I love watching movies, so been doing that a lot. I also have been starting to read. I love reading, but don't always find the time. So I've been trying to kind of balance as well of kind of read non-ABA things and still continue to do ABA stuff. So I'm actually reading 2 books. Started reading a Spanish book from Nicaragua, and it's facts, so it's cool. And then I started to read Walden 2 from Skinner, and so this is my ABA fix. So again, just trying to get a balance, non-ABA, ABA stuff.
Yes, I've been also doing a lot of Netflix watching, tasting a lot of different coffees. That's something I've been doing a lot lately, and playing video games, which I don't have the time usually, and I love video games. So that's something I've been able to do during this time. Now, make sure that you're checking our YouTube because we are posting videos all the time and different activities to do. So make sure to keep in touch. But now let's talk a little bit more about ABA. So you guys asked, what is ABA? So in a nutshell, Crystal, what is ABA? There is so much.
ABA stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. And it is a science that it is concerned with applying empirical techniques that are based upon the principles of learning to change behavior of social significance, which is huge for us. So ABA, again, it's a therapy, and it's based on the science of learning and behavior. And it definitely helps us to understand how behavior works. So why we do the things we do, how behavior is affected by our environment, and as well as how does learning take place. So ABA therapy really applies our understanding of how behavior works to real life situations. And the goal is always to increase behaviors that are helpful and decrease those behaviors that are harmful or that definitely are affecting or interrupting all our learning opportunities.
Yes, and ABA therapy programs can help increase language and communication skills, attention, focus, social skills, which is one of my favorite things to do, memory, academics, and decrease problem behaviors.
And the thing about ABA too is that it's been used and studied for decades. So, and it definitely helps many kinds of learners to gain different skills. So you can use ABA to either change your lifestyles, like to get more healthier, and you can use it also to learn a new language. And you know, ABA has been used with children with autism and related developmental disorders since like 1960. Which actually leads to another question you guys had was, is ABA only for autism?
No. So as we mentioned before, it's a science of learning and behavior, which means it can be applied to anything and anyone. Actually, at BAB, we don't just target ASD. So what does BAB do? Which was another question you guys asked.
Yeah. So, which is great. We can take this opportunity to really showcase all the things that we do. And like Anna mentioned, we don't just target autism. We do work with kids with ADHD. We do sibling training, which is actually a lot of fun because we get to see a lot of typical peers and they're really amazing role models for our kids. So a lot of our social skills tend to include siblings because we want to get that role play. And we also want to see these interactions and see our peers also gain some empathy and be able to relate to not just their sibling, but to anybody. And we do a lot of parent training, which is also a lot of fun. We do school consultations, some tutoring when it's needed. And of course, we do the direct one-to-one ABA therapy. And now we've actually been doing a lot of the telehealth services. So a lot of telehealth, a lot of ABA through telehealth. And we definitely feel very, very confident that we are able to provide these services through telehealth. And we know that we're still providing a lot of quality services. So it's a way that we've been able to, keep in touch, especially with our kids that we can't go in home. This is a way that we've been able to continue those services during this time.
Plus, they have a lot of fun. We've done a lot of social skills through Zoom, and they've been able to play games like Pictionary or Snakes and Ladders, and it's been a learning experience, and it's also been so much fun and a distraction for them. Definitely. So our next question was, what books do we recommend for parents? Which is a question we get a lot.
We do. And so there's one book that we always provide to our parents when we have an initial intake or when we do the initial evaluations. And this is Parenting with Science. It is by Leanne Page. She's a BCBA and also a mom. So it's a really, really fun and easy book to follow and really comprehend. She talks about all the strategies that we use and all the things that we teach our parents. So it's nice to also get that perspective of her as a parent and how can we continue to apply all the science to our little ones in the house or to teenagers, whatever it might be. Like, this is an awesome book. And now we're even more excited because this same author has a second book.
Backwards. It's called Enjoy Parenting, and it teaches specific behavior tools, but it also gives you guys a lot of examples. So it's been great because she talks from anywhere from mornings to meal times, night routines, token economy systems. So it's definitely great. Check it out. This one just came out recently, so you guys can find it on Amazon, and we'll put all the links down there in our description. So yeah, check it out. She's also a BCBA and a mom. So you get it from both worlds.
That's awesome. You can also follow her. She has an Instagram account, which is Parenting with Science. And she offers a lot of like webinars, parent training stuff that if you don't have time to do when she's offering these classes, you can always get the recordings and listen to it when you have time or, you know, whenever. It's a really great resource. And let's see, the other question about recommendations that you guys asked was, what toys do we recommend? And this is another fun one to answer. I always say any toy that could be turned off. So if you have a toy with lots of music, sounds, make sure, even when you're gifting kids, make sure there's an off button just for sanity of everybody involved. But if it doesn't have a way to turn off the volume or the sounds, one thing I do suggest is that you can also put clear tape over the speaker. So it's gonna muffle the sound a bit, but you're still gonna be able to hear it. It just brings it down in case, again, someone gifted you a gift or a toy without an off button. But other than that, I love puzzles and shape sorters, especially for the little ones. And I do love books that you can interact with. So a lot of books with like flaps. One of my favorite books is this guy, the Brown Bear book. It's awesome because as you can see, this one has a flap. So what do you see? And then the pages are really like nice and thick too. So it's awesome. So this one I didn't close. It's open. So there's a lot of things that you could do with the book, which is why I like it so much. There's so many skills that you can practice, that you could teach. So that's one of my favorite books. And if you work with me, you probably have that book as well. So,
yes. I go for the Legos, anything you can build. I love a lot of creating your own toys. So that's a lot of the times you guys see us creating slime. I love making slime with the kid or making kinetic sand. And I do love the more techie toys. So I love figuring out what's a good game that we can play on the iPad or on our phones, or even if it's on a Nintendo, PlayStation, computer. I love using technology to our advantage, which leads us to the next question. A lot of you asked, what about iPad time? We say
always in moderation. Everything in moderation.
Yes. I love using the iPad and any techie device and use it to your advantage. There's a lot of apps that we love, such as TinyTap, and Osmo, which is very interactive, and they're using different little, I think, puzzles or like little cardboards with the iPad. So it's not that they're just watching videos. So it's entertaining, and at the same time, you're learning a skill, which is awesome. And our next question was, how early can you start ABA?
As soon as you want, as soon as you can. Really, as early as you can get a diagnosis, if that applies to you. We've had kids as early as 18 months have a diagnosis of autism, and we have started that early. And it's amazing, the progress you're going to see. It doesn't mean that if you didn't get a diagnosis early on that you shouldn't start ABA. We've also had cases where the child might have gotten a diagnosis by the age of 9 or even 14, and that's the first time that they've received ABA, and we still see progress. So again, ABA is not an age thing. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how young you are, ABA is going to work when it's done correctly. So definitely, if you're seeing some delays in milestones with your child, that's something that you should definitely be consulting your physician to see if it's something else. You might need a boost of something. It might be, again, something to always, if you have a gut feeling about it, you should consult your doctor. And then let's see. Another thing you guys want to know is what is the future of Build a Block?
So many things. We want to continue to learn and grow our company. We want to be able to provide parent workshops. We want to keep training our staff, developing our skills, being able to use these platforms to bring you guys information or maybe tips, create social skills virtually. So there's a lot of things happening in BAB, even during this COVID-19 time.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff going.
Yeah. And then one tip for parents during this time was their last question.
And so many things, but something that really stuck out to Anna and I is make sure you guys have like some type of routine going on. Visual schedules are going to be your best friend. It's almost a to-do list that will help you also just provide a structure in your home. And this doesn't have to be a concrete schedule. It doesn't have to be minute by minute, but as long as you guys are able to kind of set up some schedule or routine, it's going to help you, and it's going to help whoever's in the household to know, okay, what's next? What do we have to do? And you can prioritize those things too. And some days, and it's happened to us in sessions, you kind of need to just choose your battles, and you might not be able to follow that schedule, but at least that routine, or at least something that you can have in place that will help you and really your sanity during this time. Making sure that you're setting up time for yourself as well. And even if you have to add it on that schedule, that the last thing we're going to do is a break and we're all going to play. And that activity's going to last 2 hours, it doesn't matter. Like, follow your schedule, whatever it is that you can do, but don't be too hard on yourself either. Like, we really are all working on our flexibility during these times. Nobody likes these change in routines so abruptly, especially our kids. So it's something that we're all adjusting, but we're gonna get through it.
Yes, it's okay to take a day off, and we all need it one day or another. So just be mindful that we're all going through this together, and we're here to help. If you guys have any other questions, if you guys want any more tips, please visit our Instagram at BAB Therapy. Sign up to our YouTube, Facebook, and connect with us. We're here to help. Like I said, we're all in this together. So we hope that you guys enjoy all our questions and answers, and we hope to see you guys soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.